Hello, Dr. Tawanna Worlds by birth, also known as a disruptor. Did you know that millions who grow up in poverty also die in poverty? Have you ever heard the saying, what good can come out of the hood? Well, I'm here to disrupt for just a minute. Yes, I was that little girl that grew up in the hood, grew up in the ghetto, single mother, absent father, eating out of the trash can just to survive. But I was also that girl that determined way back then that I was not going to become a product of my past. And now I help others do the same thing. I'm not a victim, I'm a victor. I help men and women from similar backgrounds find value in their own vote and create wealth from within. What's up, cousins? There y'all go. And here I am. Let me fix my screen real quick so I can be full screen, and then we're going to go ahead and talk about what we are here to talk about. Very urgent things happening. Bad things are happening every single day, cousins. But the worst is still yet to come. You have the ability to pick and choose which side of this you're going to end up on. 100%. Your eyes are not deceiving you, okay? What you see happening, it's happening. It's real. And like I said, you have the ability, you have the power in your hands to determine what side of this you're going to end up on. I'm a watchman, so I will and want no man to be on the opposing side. This ain't no Bible study, even though we should be having some type of Bible study, because what is happening is spiritual. It's a fight between good and evil. Powerful people, greedy people, they making the poor poorer. A lot of things are being passed and legislated that is not for our good at all, cousins. At all. And I want to share some of those things in case you missed it or you didn't see it. This is 911 for your life. We didn't read about how Great Depressions happened, how this country was bankrupt once before, how people was real poor. I don't know if y'all didn't went back that far in history, but America was broke. That's how taxes came into play. They created this system off of a tariff system. Same thing happening right now. They tried to implement tariffs, and the other nations got too smart after so long of having to pay the United States all this money to do business, all of that stuff. They got smart and created their own currency. Same thing happening right now. And then they bankrupt America. Go Google it. Fact check me. So then they had to come up with something quick. And that is called the tax system. The IRS, the Internal Revenue System that taxes you to be here. You think you're free, but you're not. You work for free. You work to pay taxes. And then the rest of it goes to bills. You work to live over here. You work to have clean water. You work to have electricity that was stolen from the sun. You work to rent a place that was stolen from the land God gave us. We work for free. It was never meant, the American dream is just that, a dream. Because you was never meant to wake up. It's living in a illusion. Yes, I'm going to work hard on this hamster wheel. I'm going to work hard. Then by the time you useless. By the time you dead, halfway. Moments from death's door, 65, 70, You have no quality of life to go enjoy anything. Then you can retire on 40%, and that is taxed. So once your little tax money can't keep up with inflation, can't keep up with y'all jumping up and jacking up everything, then guess what? They got to go back to work so they never retire. They lock us into mortgages. Go look up the original word for mortgage in French. It means a death pledge. Student loans, you are signed to them forever. You are indebted to them forever. Wake up, look at these systems. So that's what type of time we on this live stream. Hello to everybody coming in. If I haven't seen you, to greet you. If you ain't said that in the chat, if you over watching from the bushes and you peeping and hiding and all of that stuff, hello to you too. Okay, welcome to everybody that is here for the very first time, and welcome back to all my cousins who come spin the block, sit in the chat with your girl Dr. Worlds. I kindly beseech thee. That means I kindly ask you to hype the video. I have the ability to get it hyped. It just helps push it up in the algorithm to get to people who looking for this type of information, who want to stay up to date with what's going on, who don't trust the mainstream media, who know that the government is fraudulent. Share it so that those type of people, especially my single mamas that don't know what the hell is going on, what's happening. They go to bed stressed. They wake up stressed, trying to make ends meet in this economy, and it still ain't enough. Share for the struggling male and female household, okay? The two-parent household, struggling, picking up extra shifts, working themselves to death. Share it for them too. Share it for the young people that ain't graduated and will never know what owning their own home will feel like. Share it for them that got to live with they forever children. They just got to stay with their family right now. They got to stay with their parents right now. They can't afford anything. They're melting down all over TikTok. Share it so that those ones can hear a message of hope. Because I'm not just going to come by here and report their news, but I'm going to come by here and report the good news, okay, as well. I'm a watchman. Pay attention to this. I'm not a salesman. I serve men and women. And I'm serving men and women because me, first and foremost, what I'm not going to allow to happen in my life and in my family life, it is my duty to tell my neighbor, and you are my neighbor. It is my duty to not go over here and prepare while the whole world is burning. No, it is my duty to say, hey, you know what? I know this works. Here's the receipt. Here is the document, the proven document, the blueprint that this worked. And this will help you avert that, avoid that, protect yourself from that. We all see what is going on. We don't got to be no conspiracy theories. We see it clearly. People are going down by the day. People are losing by the day. People are crashing out. You walk into work and 2,500 of you just get laid off. You don't know how you finna pay your rent for the next month. That is right around the corner. You don't know how you finna pay your bills. You don't know who can hire you. You don't know if you even, have the ability to go find a job real quick to try to make up for the money that is about to be lost. AI is replacing everything. AI is replacing everything. So no job is safe. Not the surgeons, not the doctors, not the lawyers, not the customer service representative. Nobody is safe. Not the manufacturing company, not the people in the warehouses and production. Nobody's job is safe. Meanwhile, everybody that is learning and implementing AI, they over here making money by the millions. These are the new 2K millionaires. People who ain't even had a college degree is running air traffic control. As long as they knew how to stream, as long as they knew the mechanics of how to use a controller, as long as they can sit there focused and play with air traffic control airplanes as if they're playing like a video game. Man, we are, listen, we're screwed. We're cooked. Okay? There's two type of people coming out of this. People that see this as an opportunity to not be involved with all of the distractions that they want us involved into. Yes, we pay attention. We better. We supposed to watch and pray. And you can't pray without works. So we supposed to be moving accordingly as we see them moving accordingly. That's what this is all about. So I'm gonna show you how they moving so you, my brother, my sister, because I am my brother's keeper. I am my sister's keeper. I'm no pastor. I'm not in no pulpit. Okay, I'm not no politician. I don't work for no man. I don't have no celebrity status. Ain't nobody built me up, so can't nobody bring me down. I'm telling you because you are my brother and my sister. And if I think that I'm finna be down here on this earth, living like this and doing this and going here and going there, and then think I'm gonna stand before a God who is all about souls, and that's his whole entire goal is souls. I'm gonna stand before God, and I didn't tell none of his children what the real deal was. No, that's not happening. So with that being said, I'm about to present to you some more news. Might have missed it mainstream, you might have did it. Okay? We're going to start here because these people then infiltrated. And let me make a disclaimer, okay? Because I got some brothers and sisters that are Muslim, right? I got some brothers and sisters that are Catholics. I have brothers and sisters that are still considered my brother and sister, not unless you a seed of the serpent. So I don't disrespect what you believe in. I'm not here to convince you to believe in what I believe in. I'm a kingdom baby, so I got kingdom talk, okay? Simple as that. I'm going to keep it 100. I'm going to keep it the truth. I'm not going to tell you what somebody then told me. I'm not that type of person. Whatever I learn and I come back and bring to y'all, I have did it. And I always come bearing receipts. Always. Not only in my life, but in other people's lives. Okay? Because I don't want you to see my receipts. Even though I am the receipt. If it worked for me, it could work for anybody. But then I come bearing other people's receipts. Okay? So same thing, spiritual wise. I'm not coming to tell you what another man did. I'm coming to tell you exactly what I know about my God. And that's why I believe in my God, okay? You don't have to be a kingdom believer in order to apply kingdom principles. That's the difference between my God. You ain't got to be, dedicated or devoted to one religion and you can't do this and whoop de whoop. No. The scriptures and the principles work for the demons too. Jay-Z and them is devil worshippers, but they use biblical principles. And that is why they wealthy, okay? No man can get wealthy with money. Money don't make you wealthy. When you input principles, one of the biggest principles that we, as people, the human race, we pass by is the principle of giving. No, I'm not giving my money. That's because mammon is your God. That's why you can't give it up. But that is a principle. Even the devils will go and give back to a charity. Will go and give back to a boys and girls club. Will go and put clean water in Africa. Will go and help people, in the hospitals and bail out people. That's Jay-Z motto. He bails people out behind the scenes. He come through for the minority community behind the scenes. He give the philanthropic, charity work. They give. That's a principle. We the only ones like, no, this is my money. I'm not. They know the principle of seed time and harvest. It's called reaping and sowing. Simple. Anybody can use the principle. Believe it or not. That's the difference between my God and your God. But I said all that to say this. Whenever I'm reporting the truth, I may step on your toes. I'm not doing that intentionally. I'm just letting you know from my viewpoint. Not disrespecting who you believe in, because I respect my brothers and my sisters. My light is supposed to shine. I'm not supposed to persuade you to come over here and do something. No, I'm going to be the message. And if you like what you see, then you can have some. And if you try this and you don't like this, then the devil and whoever else will always take you back. It's my outlook on that. But number one thing is we are in trouble, Americans. These Muslims that I'm talking about are not the Muslims like my brother and sister, or could be. just, undercover. Okay, this is what it really is in our religion, and this is what we believe. I don't know, but from the fruits of my brothers and sisters that are Muslims, I never heard them speak. They're about positivity. They're about family, building and unity and different things of that sort. And I have a lot of friends that are Muslim. But I'm talking about these Muslims that's over here that, like, if you don't bow down and serve who we serve, off with your heads. I'm talking about those who was trained from a knee high, you know what I'm saying, out the womb, literally, to believe that all believers, Christians, and certain type of races and groups, they all need to die because they garbage and they need to be. When it comes to them, now, and there is a lot of them here, a lot of them, and they come in our streets, they march down our streets, they in the White House, they in Congress, they everywhere, they are everywhere, literally. They have infiltrated. They're in the real estate. They're in the, like I said, in Congress. They are in the mayoral, the government sector. They are everywhere, everywhere. And they hate Americans and they hate America. And we allow them to come over here into this state, and their only agenda is bloodshed. For all the bloodshed that was done over there. And nobody is in agreement with anybody getting hurt, nobody getting, harmed, children. We're not in agreement with that. Even though our taxpayer dollars fund that, nobody is like, hey, yeah, take this amount for the war over there. We don't even get to determine or dictate how our money is allocated. Nevertheless, they have went over to other nations and harmed innocent people. So now they are very revengeful, and they don't have to attack from without. When these people, I call them politricks, let these people come into our country. And guess what? They're not just after the presidents and government elected officials. No, they after us. They came over here with an agenda and bankrupted us, literally. They came over here and started creating businesses, y'all, and using government contracts to cipher that money back to their country to make ammunition and weaponry and to take over whole entire states and cities on our own soil. They came over here to multiply and dominate, to turn America into their nations that they couldn't, turn over, that they couldn't make better. Israel and America is their last two opponents. They have overtaken the UK. They have overtaken Canada. They have overtaken Germany. This is the end game, to overtake the greatest nation on earth, America, and to overtake Israel. We just watched them 2 weeks ago bombard the border. Same thing they did here. But this was just a bombarding of the border. I mean, nobody could do nothing. Overtaken like that. Overtaken like that. And we got these people on the inside. Why are you talking about this, Dr. T? Because they have cut power to people. There's people in California now without power, and the mainstream media is being absolutely silent on this. They want us focused on Carmelo Anthony, and they want us focused on Nolan Wells. God rest their soul. But they want us so focused on that and race and getting after each other that we are missing what is happening and shifting right before our very eyes while we being blindsided by the bullcrap. I'm going to stay on this hill. I'm going to stay sounding the alarm. I don't care how much time and when I got to make time. My job as a watchman is to sound the alarm. So, with that being said, let me share the latest. Okay, since we here, we'll just start here. Okay, these people over here, they is hell bent. I'm telling all my cousins, watch yourselves. They hell bent on bloodshed in America, and even more so because Donald Trump. They want Donald Trump to just say, "Look, man, I lost the war." That's what they really want. They want Donald Trump to say, "I lost the war," and that's the end of that. Give me 1 second, child. I don't know why my child is calling me, but let me make sure everything is okay. Excuse me, y'all. I had to make sure everything was copacetic because we got some stuff going on. But these people have came here and infiltrated and have been here. They call them sleeper cells. They have been here since Joe Biden and them let them in here, right? And so now Donald Trump, they want him to surrender and say he's lost the war because they still have not opened up the Strait of Hormuz. When it comes to our food next year, if you ain't starting to grow you some food now, grow you some food fast, you will starve. Or you will eat this fake meat or fake food that they are hauling in here. They want him to surrender and they want him to say, "Yeah, I lost." You thought you was being big and bad by inviting yourself into ours and Israel's madness. You was pumped up by them to get involved. So now we got you by the, you know, by those little two things in between the male's legs. Because you came out here flexing, still couldn't make us open the Strait of Hormuz. We done made y'all waste half of y'all artillery and military weapons to even combat us in a full scale on war. You don't have enough weaponry. It takes years to make new missiles, new aircrafts, not days or weeks. So they want him to surrender. He's like, "No, I will bomb the sugar honey iced tea out of y'all." And so he's been bombing them. There have been people that have passed away in these bombings. So you got this back and forth. So now they're targeting his child. When I saw the video of how they're tracking this boy, they have tapped into our cybersecurity to where they can shut our water off. They have already shut our power off. Can't get it back on for nothing in the world. So now the government is trying to come out and tell us that our power grid is so weak we could be without lights for 18 months. They shut a whole city down for a week. Gary, Indiana, and some places still don't have power. Thousands of people are without power. You have now in Tennessee. You also have in Georgia. No power to thousands of people. Predominantly those that look like me and the ones that don't look like me that live in neighborhoods that most people that look like me gotta live in. Impoverished. And now you got out here in California, Long Beach. You had the same place out here in California, Sousa, California, that just went down for a week. Iranian officials said, "Hey, we're going to keep showing y'all, we're going to keep flexing and showing y'all how much power we got. See if you still want to keep playing with us." This is a game of cat and mouse. But they showing them, really, okay, you thinking about trying to, get nuclear nukes for us. But no, we got something. China helping them. They have underground electricity cables underground. Let me see if I can pull that up, y'all. Hopefully, I don't get off topic because I always come with the receipts. I always come with these receipts. China preparing underwater for possible U.S. attack. This was a couple months ago. Okay? Let me just share the screen with y'all real quick right here so you can see. I shared it. That's how I know it. China is expanding a massive multi-region undersea mapping and surveillance initiative that military analysis connect to potential submarine warfare with the United States. Okay? I want to show you when that article, it was in March, a couple months ago. China is mapping the ocean floor as it prepares for submarine warfare with the United States. A lot of the electricity, a lot of the satellite stuff, it's ran under the ocean. And they were mapping for submarine warfare against the United States a couple months ago. So they have been backing in, bringing, armory in, bringing missiles in, bringing underground things in. Russia has hit us on the side of food. Russia withholds its fertilizer. Say, oh, y'all want to go to war with Iran? Okay, let's check it out. Russia withholds fertilizer. This was all going on at the same time. Fertilizer. So the first one was in March. This one was too. It was around the same time. Russia temporarily halted exports of ammonium nitrate, a chemical used to help crops grow, from March 21st to April 21st to save crop nutrients for its own farms during the spring planting season. You don't even know what that did to our food chain. It holds 40% of the world's trade ammonium nitrate. You gotta go see what all the stuff that is created and used with this. I covered it. They started doing some crazy type of warfare. Like, yeah, we ain't gotta really do all of that. If you want to, we can, but we ain't gotta do all of that. We had the Chinese nationalists sneak up over here and plant something in y'all food and wonder why people getting diarrhea and sickness. Smuggling biochemical weapons that go into the dirt that make the cattle sick and make the humans sick. Okay? Multiple Chinese nationalists associated with the University of Michigan, another heavily populated Muslim takeover. Okay? With smuggling illegal biological materials, including a dangerous crop fungus and roundworm DNA into the United States. They also smuggled some poisonous mushrooms. Okay? This stuff made you sick. Here is the threat. Scientific literature, classifies this specific fungus as a potential agro-terrorism weapon, capable of devastating food supplies and causing billions of dollars in economic damage. If ingested through contaminated food, it causes liver damage and vomiting, as well as diarrhea, whole bunch of stuff people been experiencing out here that they say is contaminated. Food's contaminated. And we're going to get there too. Okay? But I have been telling you, why is all of this happening simultaneously? Before I click off of this, I'm going to let you know why this is happening simultaneously. Why is the food being poisoned? Why is the water being shortened? Why do we have an invasion, not at the border, in our neighborhood, right next door to us, in our workplaces, in government positions? These people hate Americans and can't wait to get in position so that they can implement their hatred. It's happening in New York. Mayor Mamdar Zahani or whatever his name is, he is taking them people through there. One just won in California. They hate American people. They hate him. You can go look him up. I can't think of the man's name. I think his name is Al Fayed or something like that. He has been caught talking about F the Constitution. He wipes his butt and his balls with the Constitution. He can give a crap about the Constitution. He hate Americans. I mean, all you gotta do is go do your research. And this man is about to win a governmental seat in Congress. There was one who just won. She's a woman yesterday. Just took over Eric Swalwell's position in Congress, and she hates Americans. Man, look at here. Look at here. What was I just getting ready to look up? I'm going to just take it off of that because I can't even remember what I was just getting ready. Oh, yes, I do. Thank you, Father. First, let's go back here. Trump's the greatest reset tweet. Okay? If you don't understand what a reset is, and I'm finna help you understand. This came from this man's own True Social account. President Donald Trump posted a cryptic message on April 10th, 2026, stating the world's most powerful reset on social media. Okay? He posted this himself. He talked about the old system being outdated, how we had to have this new system. I showed y'all the video of him saying it. If you didn't see it, I'm sorry. Okay? Trump, let's see if they got it here, says the old system is outdated. I'm going to try to do this real quick because I got other receipts you need to see. Okay? President Trump has repeatedly used the term outdated or obsolete to describe several government and military systems, most notably blaming an outdated computer network for deadly air traffic. Yeah, we already know he said that. Okay? Yeah. Trump says the current financial system is outdated and will soon be replaced with a state-of-the-art cryptocurrency framework under his new administration. He didn't just say that. He didn't just say it with his mouth and just making a bunch of noise. Trump new financial system. He went and created his own financial system to do the very thing that he said he was going to do. The Great Reset. World Liberty Financial Bank charter approval. Him and his sons and a couple of other close people, okay, have started their own financial platform. So that when the United States dollar system dies, his crypto system is already booming. People didn't put billions of dollars into it. Because him and China is at a war. You know, the race to who can, dominate in the technology space. That's the real reason why AI is taking over everything. Why AI needs to be taking over everything. Because China and the United States is in a war. America don't want to go down at second, third, fourth, fifth place. It'll crumble. And China can't stay the underdog for too much longer. So their technology is already years ahead of ours. So now we have to accelerate our technology and all the things that we can do and become totally technological, everything digital in order for us to dominate. So he went and created his own system. He didn't only create his own financial system. Look what else he created. Man, look at here. We're going to be buying water on the crypto chain. The United States Water Reserve by Trump and BlackRock, created by them. United States Water Reserve is a crypto token on the Solana blockchain marketed around water scarcity narratives. We not gonna have no water. And they gonna sell it to the highest bidder. People that's in the digital space that know about crypto, use crypto, because the dollar is going to die. Though it does not represent actual water rights or real world assets, this is how we gonna buy our water. It's not tied to the government, okay? But it's tokenized. It features a fixed supply of 1 billion tokens with revoted mint. You guys can go look up how it's working, okay? How it works. Not only that, they got their own water reserve. Okay, it's about to blow up, go crazy. People, I think it releases in September. Okay? But they didn't went and started them. Did they get the wrong? I think they got the wrong. Hold on. Here's something else, but let's go. Donald Trump and BlackRock then went and created them a United States Food Reserve. Okay? So not only did they create a United States Water Reserve, they went and created a United States Food Reserve. And look, just look, right here, what they plan on feeding us. On the United States Food Reserve. They went in. So you can't tell me that I'm just coming by here blowing up some smoke up your behind. You can't tell me now. I'm doing it live and in living color with you. I'm typing it in as we talk about it as we go. So you can't say I didn't see it. You can't unsee what you've seen, and you can't not just say, "Oh, I'm not gonna do nothing." If you do, yeah, you definitely deserve what's coming to you. This is the reason why all these foods is contaminated now, because they want to give us lab-grown and synthetic food. That's the only way we'll be able to buy food when all of this food say, hey, look, it's too poisonous, parasites. We let go 7,000 people who inspect the food. So now we short on people inspecting the food, and now this is why all of this food is contaminated. We need y'all to eat over here. And now money go all the way up. They continue to get rich. They put systems in place that they know the world's going to need. They put systems in place that they know the world is going to need. They've always done that. And right now you have a opportunity to put you a system in place that the world is going to need. That people in Africa can buy and do business with you. That people in Hong Kong can look at your stuff and follow you and do business with you. Them is the people that's going to come out of this thing right side up. And the people who don't will come out upside down. Eating lab-grown foods, being controlled in a digital prison on a digital plantation. Because you failed to create you any type of system that would keep you and your family thriving. And no, I'm not talking about AI. If you just went and bought your raggedy behind some land, that's a system. Because now I know I'm going to eat, I'm going to sleep, I can barter, I can grow something on there for somebody else. People always need land. And as long as I got some, me and mine's gonna be A-okay. I can hold it and sit on it. I can charge what I want for it. I don't care what the market value. This is mine. I can sell just a little bitty piece of it and still own my own dirt. We're not thinking like that, but they are. That's why they are creating these systems. And what are they doing? Let's see what they're doing. My people don't believe me. Let's see what they doing. Okay? Why are they making all these systems that are making them billionaires and trillionaires? Why do Bill Gates own more U.S. farmland than anybody else? This man whose number one agenda is to depopulate. Farmland equals food. Why did he own more? Okay? Why do this man own 2.7 million acres of land across America, West, and Canada through large ranches, agriculture properties? Okay? This is all farmland, raw land, food, green pasture. Jeff Bezos owns 420,000 to 462,000 acres of land, including major agricultural and ranch holdings in states like Texas. He owned 275,000 acres of dedicated U.S. farmland across 17 states: Louisiana, Nebraska, Arizona, managed primarily through whoever this is, Ray Dalio. 556,000 acres of land. A substantial portion of his large agricultural and rural properties is located primarily in Australia. We can go on and on. Mark Zuckerberg, we can go on and on. Sam Altman, we can go on and on. What do they all have in common? Why are they dumping their money into land? And why are they dumping their money into farmland, agricultural land, ranches? Because whoever controls the food controls the people. We all heard the saying, chicken soup for the soul. The way to a man or woman's heart is through the gut. People gotta eat. You gotta eat. I gotta eat. Humans gotta eat. So why are they making all these billions and then going to go take it and turn it into, farmland? Why farmland? Why not just commercial land? Why is it rural land? Yeah. See which ones. Show y'all this one. We already around the world, okay? Especially over there in Cuba. I'm gonna show y'all some highliners. Just go do your research, okay? The blackouts had already happened over there. Same thing that's happening over here. The blackouts, all of that stuff, the power outages, the water shortages have already started happening globally. From blackouts to food shortages, how U.S. blockade is crippling life in Cuba. U.S. pressure pushes island's nation's 11 million people to the brink as Cuba imposes emergency measures amid fuel crisis. This is all coming from the Strait of Hormuz. Of course, it's going to affect them first because they're smaller countries. But what happens when it affects the bigger countries? It starts there and then it keeps snowballing until it knocks out the biggest countries. Okay? So in Cuba, they already got it going on. Let's see which way I'm going with this. You guys can go look this up. Here are the keywords. Change in the clean water gap in the water demand future periods 2021 to 2100. Every 20 years relative to the reference period 2005 to 2020. 2/3 of the world's population will soon have to contend with too little water or poor quality water. Now, I done got off Google, but let me see if I can go pull this up. We might have to flip and switch real quick. Costco. All right, let me share with y'all over here because let me see if y'all can see it over here first. Then I'm gonna take you straight to okay. Costco is trying to let us know something. Okay, they are now selling these rainwater collection buckets. You don't sell how to store and collect rainwater unless there's finna be a hell of a shortage on water. And now they're selling them and they are on sale for you to collect rainwater so that you can treat it and store it properly. They not only messing with our food, what I tell you, the banks, let me go see if I can pull this up over here. I ain't gonna have time to go through all of the, hold on, let me see. Yeah. Okay, let's go to this. Iran attacks and shut down power U.S. and U.K. This is August 23rd. Iran lawmakers threaten U.S. power grid if Iran is attacked. Donald Trump went and attacked them and said he don't care about what they talking about. Peace deals are off the table. It's up. So what they do? They went and attacked the power grid. And now you have multiple states with hundreds of thousands. 100,000 in this state, over 100,000 in this state, quietly happening, and none of the media, the mainstream media, is even telling people. The articles are there. All you got to go do is go find them. Iranian-linked hackers shut down British power plant for 4 days in an alarming first ever cyber attack on a UK facility. Also hit us in multiple states. Trump, Iran is not ready to make the right deal as U.S. threatens crushing sanctions. They got mad at Canada because Canada won't spice up the beef and be a part of the war with them. So Donald Trump say, I'm going to escalate the tariffs. Charge y'all 50% tariffs. And the president over there said, and the people that we power on our end over in New York and New Jersey and those places will be without power. This is a dangerous game. How is a handful of people gambling with people's lives? And this is not alarming or not concerning. How are they playing with your food and your water? If they shut this internet and everything down, we are not prepared. We are so not prepared. How would you get in contact with your loved ones? Have we sat down for some type of emergency preparedness to say, how will I get a hold to my grandma who's probably over there, to my auntie and uncle who's probably over there, to my daughter and son who's probably over there, to my cousins and nieces and nephews who's probably over there. They live in this part of the country. You know, they live over here in Texas. Some live in Idaho. What is your plan to stay connected to not only your people, but to other people who see what's happening and who can help you and your family? What is your course? How you going to communicate? Do you have phones that only work off the satellite and not connected to no mobile network? Do you have those? Before there is a panic, there is time for preparation, and that is what we should be doing. When the world begins to panic, you should be able to sit down and watch them spaz out. because you saw the warning signs and you prepared ahead of time. I don't have to worry about that because I took the time to see what was going on and prepare myself accordingly. If we see, let me bring this back up real quick because I'm gonna turn this off in just a moment. I got a lot to share, but my time is very limited just because there's other things. Okay, hold on one second. Let me go. Let me see if I can get to it real quick. It's okay. Just let her in. She's okay. Okay, let me go over these couple ones with y'all real quick. We cannot sit around and watch this and not take action, people. Cannot. Okay? United Nations Global News. Clock is ticking. The Strait of Hormuz disruption has raised and is continuing to raise fears of global food crisis. These people over here in these smaller countries have already been severely damaged. Over in Africa, there's no oil to power up their manufacturing plants that produces oil for light. You know, they don't have electricity like we do. They can't go turn on their air and turn on their lights. No, they can only get, running water and certain, they pay by kilometers, okay? I'm going to pay for about 30 minutes worth of clean water. If not, them and they babies is going to the river to drink dirty water. I've been there, got real sick, okay, over there. This man was on the news talking about the food shortages starting now that will only get worse in the first quarter of 2027. Only get worse. Bad things are happening now. We're in August and will only get worse. Okay? Let me come up over here. This is what I was trying to show y'all. See, the monies is up. $4.92 million market cap for the United States Food Reserve that's going to sell fake meat. Lab-grown synthetic meat. If y'all ain't seen the way that it is created, be prepared to be disgusted. Be prepared to be disgusted, okay? And if you don't think that the dollar is going to die and you save working for that dollar and you ain't got nothing else but that dollar, babes, and beloveds. The president and the vice president is letting you know, yes, the dollar is going to die, and we want it that way. Why? So we can just go all the way up. We have our own financial systems, cryptocurrency, blockchains, digital disruption. Yeah, we want the dollar to die. It ain't working no more. We in so much debt we can't get out. Stop printing money, implement the Great Reset. We forgot to see what reset means. U.S. Vice President J.D. Vance says he wants to weaken the U.S. dollar and make Americans poor. Go look it up. He said it. I saw the video. Go look it up. You'll see the video too, okay? I ain't got all day to stay right there. Go look it up. He said it. I saw it out of his own mouth. Now, I'm about to show you all the foods that we can't eat. Hopefully, y'all just take a screenshot because I ain't going through all of them. It's over 50 of them. Okay? But we got ginger ales. Since we right here, ginger ale has been the latest. Don't drink them. They contaminated. Okay? You got water that's contaminated. Hold on. Let's go through up here. Let's go up here. Let me find it. You got United States beaches. Okay? They telling everybody. JP Morgan warns a massive global, worldwide food supply crisis could begin next year as fertilizer shortages. We just went over that with Russia playing a little hand like that. Tightens agriculture supply and push food inflation higher, which means for the right price, when the price is right, the highest bidder gonna get the bread. The highest bidder gonna get the butter. The highest bidder gonna get, the vegetables in the can. If your money ain't long, or your digital currency ain't strong, you're going to starve. You can go look this up. JP Morgan Chase, and these people have came out and said this, they don't know what to do. JP Morgan warns a brutal grocery shock could hit boomers, as USDA says prices may jump 12.3%. Ooh, can you imagine the cost of food? Let's go do some real life math. Oh my gosh, it's already an hour. Man, we was just getting warmed up. We was just getting warmed up. Because you can't see this and not do nothing. Okay? Here's Costco selling their rainwater buckets. How to collect it. You know, it's supposed to treat it and whoop-de-whoop. Now let's go on over here. If a loaf of bread is $1.99, how much would it be at 12.3% inflation? That's what we want to know. I know that thing used to say $500. At a 12.3 inflation, a $1.99 loaf of bread would cost $2.23, which might not seem like a lot. But if that keeps climbing, then it's now $2.79. So what used to be 99 cents is now double in price, meaning you got to work hard to make more money to pay for the same item that was just $1 less. And then you think about eggs being $5. Okay? You need bread, you need eggs. Let's just say they're $4.99. I don't know, I don't eat eggs. Let's see. Okay, so from $4.99 to $5.60. You see how every little bit starts to add up? You got 60 cents on the eggs. You got, it was $1.99, went to $2.23, 20, like 25 cents on the bread. Now you paying 75 cents just on egg and bread. Then you go add 12.3% to every item in the store. And your money ain't went up. You don't have enough. You can't afford it. Doesn't look bad. I can afford that. But people are crying at the pump right now. It just moved up in cents. Went from $3 to $5 now over these last 9 months. It's a slow kill for me. Always. Always, always, always the slow kill. Now let's look real quick. What does reset mean? When Donald Trump say to reset, what is that? A reset means restoring a device or a system or setting back to its original state or zero position. Okay? Hold on. They got all kind of resets. Let me just get the reset definition, the real reset definition. Reset means to set, adjust, or fix something again, usually returning it to its original state, starting point, or just going to zero. It talks about what it means technology-wise, number and dials, physical objects, life and habits. Reset definition. Donald Trump said the greatest reset. I'm finna come. I'm almost done. Okay. Let's see what they give us. General definition versus political. A reset means to set something again or back to initial. The Great Reset distinction. This phrase differs from the Great Reset initiative proposed by the World Economic Forum, which critics of various political groups have often discussed or associated with broader conspiracy theories regarding global economic and social restructuring. Trump's use of world's most powerful reset was treated by news outlets as a rhetorical flourishing regarding foreign policy and diplomatic shifts rather than an endorsement of the WEF. How the hell y'all know what he thought or what he said? How? He repeated with Klaus Schwab and all these other people. Why would this man just come out and say a great reset, the world's greatest reset, and then start making these moves to reset the economy, to reset the old method and old systems? Why would he come out and say that? There is an agenda. 1000%. And why is all of this stuff happening? I was trying to show y'all a list of all 50 foods. That's the last thing I wanted to show y'all. Hold on. Let's see where it's at. If y'all don't believe in the Bible, maybe this will, because we are seeing lots of plagues. Lots of plagues. Okay? Things we ain't seen in our lifetime, things we read about biblically, scripturally. We're seeing them. No, they ain't broadcasted this, but this is a thing. Big popular thing. Leprosy is spreading in Florida. Wow, leprosy? Y'all better go do the math and see what leprosy is. Y'all better go see how the Lord cursed people with leprosy and where it come from and what it is, so you can understand what is leprosy. We'll pass all of that up right there. We'll pass all of that up right there. I definitely got to show y'all this, because I told y'all this was coming. You can now finance your light bill, your rent, and your mortgage. Buy now, pay later. Be in debt to us forever. You can't afford your bills now. That's okay. For the water, it'd be $4.99. For the electricity, $9.99. For the unit itself, $1.99. For the pest control, $5.99 a month. You just be nickel and dime to death. Why would you need to put rent and utilities and mortgage on a buy now, pay later program? Anybody help me with that? Told y'all. I said it before they said it. Okay, here we go. List of recall foods from 2026 is now going viral because people want to know, what can we eat? What can we eat? Y'all go ahead and take a screenshot of this real quick. From frozen blueberries, the lettuce, the eggs, pistachios, green powder, jalapenos, soup kits, salad dressings, granola, dog food, jalapeno peppers, piece of cheese, bread products, all contaminated. Let's go to the next one. And I'm going to end with this one. Dried herring fish, cheese, soft ricotta cheese, infant formula, cottage cheese, organic, moringa capsules, smoked whole herring, Parmesan ranch seasoning cheese, garlic croutons, some tahina, whatever that is a special beverage. Multiple green superfood supplements, powdered beverage mixes and mixtures, Gatorades, that type of stuff. And you look to the right, you see what they contaminated with: infant formula, potato chips, pork rinds, snack mixes, sour cream and onion cheese curds, flavored popcorn, coleslaw products, pita chips, white cheddar seasoning, kippered herring, peeled garlic, raw milk, cheddar cheese, brain tonic supplements, dried croaker fish. I'm going to do one more, or maybe two more, okay? Because the list just goes on and on to the break of dawn. All salmon products, cream cheese and tofu spreads, chicken dog treats, yellowfin tuna, organic chia seeds, green superfood supplements, tamales, shrimp paste, chocolate bars, sea moss gel, cheese products. The list go on and on. Over 50. Ginger ale, lettuce, salad, all the things that multiple people eat, supplements, dog food. Like what? What is safe to eat? Let me make sure I didn't leave nothing else out. Wanted to show y'all about the water. I've showed y'all enough about the water. Okay, let me show y'all these last couple ones right here. Okay. Let me show y'all just these last quick couple ones. Like they didn't came back out with this. Okay. I'm gonna try to see if I can go pull up this other one where the wastewater, the water that we is recycled for our washing our hands, dishes, bathing, wash machine, 106% positive with that. Okay? US beaches, flesh. All right, here we go. Let me jump over here in between things. Okay, so we got the wastewater. We got a shortage on clean water. So now we got to start storing and stocking up rainwater. And now the wastewater that we wash with, wash dishes with, wash our clothes with, is infected with this. And it risen to 106% in a month. You know what I say? This is what I say. I'm just reporting news they don't want to. How about that? Let me show you this over here. Is there anything else I wanted to share with y'all? Work my way down. Okay. Definitely wanted to show y'all this. Experts are out here warning that our grid is vulnerable and we can be without power for 18 months. 18 months long, imagine that. 18 months. It's everywhere. They've been saying it everywhere, okay? They've been saying it everywhere. But let me go down here because I said I only wanted to show y'all a couple more. Okay, straight from Yahoo Finance. Kraft Foods, McDonald's, Whirlpool CEOs all flash same concern over U.S. consumers. They running out of money and they can't keep up. Old way of things are gone and the new way of things are in. Kraft Foods, automation, they ain't got no automation. They ain't got no AI that can make macaroni. You feel me? McDonald's ain't got it either. It's the end of an era for them. They ain't got no AI that can go and pump out all these Whirlpool machines and devices. They're just dying. Okay, want to share one more thing with y'all over here. Trying to make sure I get everything out. Okay, let me share this with y'all. So the beaches ain't safe. At least 8 people have died already, okay? But here's the current outbreak details. Louisiana, Florida. The United States typically records 100 to 200 cases annually, with roughly 1 in 5 infections proving fatal. But we on a high rise right now. Also out here in California. I don't know where the other people is at. But California has it. Florida, Mississippi waters, Louisiana, it was like maybe in 9 Midwest back south states. Okay, this is somebody from a Facebook post. Fox News 13. That's where we need to go. But I actually showed the data to y'all the other day with the actual map of every place in the United States from the west to the east coast that had this infected flesh-eating bacteria in the water. Swimming pools have a parasite. I want y'all to go look that up because I presented that to you as well. There was something else that I was going to share with y'all. Oh, this is what I want to share with y'all. Banks are in shock with millions of foreclosures. U.S. foreclosure filing are rising due to post-pandemic normalization and affordability challenges. Okay, they want to say they remain below 2008 crisis levels to try to calm the fear, but we're right there. 2008 meant a housing market crash. Boom. They had to literally give houses away. They are right there. Okay. Not only did foreclosures, they can't put these people out because if they put them out, take them to foreclosure, they spending money and they not getting money. People have not paid their rent, their mortgage in months. They can't afford it. So now they have to pay money to go through the foreclosure process. They're going to be losing more money, and then they're going to lose money once they get those people out of there because they can't sell the house because we are in a housing market deficit. Don't let this tell you no lies. I'm going to show you. It was also showing you number of repossessions. Okay? Bank seized 367,000 homes as housing pain spread. What can they do with all of this? And then, now the people can't pay you know what I'm saying, they mortgage and they rent because they ain't got enough money. They leveraging their credit. Credit card banks are scared economically because people now leveraging their credit and ain't paying it back. Major U.S. credit card issuers are exercising caution by increasing cash reserves for future losses. They have to go and take the money away from the high limit credit cards they've been offering people. So if Amex or Visa gave you 10,000 credit limit, now it's 700. And the limit that you didn't use or don't use and you've been paying on time to build your credit is now being put in a reserve. Why? Because the government cannot bail out the banks. They too much in debt. This country is crashing rapidly. 100%. Country is crashing rapidly. U.S. housing shortage 2026. They want to keep telling us the U.S. housing market crash in 2026 is unlikely. Instead of a dramatic collapse, major financial institutions and real estate groups project a flat or a cooling market. They just want to switch up the words. We are in a housing crisis. See how I typed up housing shortage 2026? And they just want me to know right here, AI overview. We're not in a housing market crash, but we're in a cooling period. And we do have an affordability crisis that have slowed down our sales and contract signings. Okay? Basically, a bunch of garbage. Addressing the housing, let's just go type in another keyword. How many houses is the United States short of? Okay, now you want to give me the right information. Yay, clap it up for dumb chat GPT or whatever this is. Estimates for the U.S. housing shortage. Ain't that what I just said? U.S. housing shortage. Estimates for the U.S. housing shortage range from 1 million to 10 million homes. A White House report estimates a deficit of 10 million homes based on long-term missing single-family construction since 2008. Other industries like Realtor Zillow place the current gap closer to 4 million units, while tighter market rates measures put it near 1 million. There are 10 million short single family homes that should have been built if construction had maintained its historical pace before the 2008 financial crash. Yeah, we're screwed. Believe it or not, we are screwed. Okay? Last thing that I'm going to show y'all, and then I'm going to go. I'm going to offer y'all opportunities. So if you just came for the free 99 information and wisdom to gain, for you to just sit there and look at what's coming for you, then yeah, this is where we depart. But if you're ready to take action and do like myself and other brethren are doing to avert this, it is not nobody's responsibility to take care of my kids. I will never trust a government official, another human being with my kids. Two of my children are dead behind this government. Never will happen again. Never, ever, ever, never, ever. Over my dead body will it even happen. Literally. Nobody's playing these type of games. Our history tells us of the detrimental things you have done to my ancestors, so we know what you're capable of doing. The mainstream media news showcases and showboats what you're still doing to people that look like me in 2026. So I'm not playing that type of game. Hopefully you not either. Okay? That being said, share my screen. I showed y'all what type of level of planning, and since we ain't ever been taught how to plan like this, I'm asking for your permission to teach you. Most people don't know how to can food. Look, if you cooking spaghetti right now, can it. It's a way to can it and store it when you can't get to those type of things. How to can, how to use Mylar bags, okay? How to store, how to switch, how to rotate it all out. What you need, okay? I came over here. Let me go up to the top real quick. I'm not going to go through all of it. But I told it straight up. All of the talk of what's going on, the water crisis, by cyber attacks, power shortage. I got a family of 5. Over 50 plus foods having salmonella, listeria contamination. I got a family of 5 if the grid was attacked, okay? And our power is to be shut off for 18 months, even though that could be 6 months, that could be 12 months. They saying 18 months. And I need toilet paper and soaps and dish soaps and whatever else, lotions and canned items and water and stocking on water. I need you to help me with that plan. Okay? So, they gave me statistics. This is what the Center for Disease Center and Control say how much water one person needs every single day. Okay? One person needs, this is FEMA and CDC. Every single day, one person needs at least a gallon of water. So for one person, you got a household of 5. That's 7 gallons per person for 7 days for just 1 week. If there's 5 people in your family, you're going to need 910 gallons of water for 6 months. That ain't even 18 months. That's just 6 months. We doing it in 6-month increments. So in order for me, I need 35 gallons every week for 5 people. Whether I want to do it by the day, by the week, or every 6 months. If I needed to prepare for 6 months, I need 910 gallons of water. If one person used 1 roll in 7 days, I'm going to need 5 rolls for 5 people in 7 days. And I'm going to need 130 rolls for 6 months. Bar soaps, I'm going to need 65 bars for 6 months. Toothpaste, I'm going to need 13 to 15 tubes for 6 months. Deodorant, shampoo, lotion, whoop-de-whoop, trash bags. Tell me all of that. Important things out of need. Food. Canned chicken, tuna, salmon. I'm going to need 150 to 200 cans for my family of 5 for 6 months. 100 and 150 cans of beans. Dry beans, 30 to 50 pounds. Rice, 75 to 100 pounds. Pasta, 40 to 60 pounds. Oats, 30 to 40 pounds. 150 to 200 cans of canned vegetables. 75 to 100 cans of canned fruit. My total budget for 6 months of me preparing my family would be about $5,000. And if you can't pay for tomorrow's expenses right now, with everything being inflated except your paycheck, how would you even be able to save up $5,000 or accumulate or acquire $5,000 for you to be able to put your family in a better position? With all this grid talk, water shortage, food shortage, this is urgent. 911 urgent. You talking about food and water, housing? Y'all didn't just say, okay, we're going to take away the entertainment. You know what's so crazy? They still let you go pay for a sports game. They'll still let you go pay for a concert. They'll still let you go pay for all of these things that makes their system more enriched and more bigger, while you have no system and making you more poor. And J.D. Vance and Donald Trump said that they will be happier making American people poorer. Elon Musk came out and said everybody will eventually have to have universal high income that is controlled, that is tracked, that is traced. If you're buying too much lab grown meat or not enough, then now they have access to control, cut off, freeze, hold your money. If you live in Louisiana and decided to go to California to Disneyland to visit, your money don't work over there. That's too authoritarian, cousins. That's too authoritarian. So I have some last minute opportunities, okay? Today is the day that we start on the government contracts. If y'all gonna let these Somalians come over here and get these government contracts, and these Iranians come over here and get these government contracts, and everybody else, these Haitians and everybody else who didn't build anything here with no blood, sweat, or tears, who just came over here and collected the resources and living like kings and queens back over there. They don't care about being shipped back over there. They bankrupt us. Big time. Then ain't nothing wrong with us going to go get this money on from the government, okay? Starts today. Everybody email. I'm on PST. So although it may be late where you at, or it may be dark or early where you at, just remember I'm 3 hours behind EST, 2 behind CST. Okay? So I'm only going to do one final call if you want to get into government contracts. Still 3 spots open. We start today. Assignment 1 begins today. And that's gathering your docs. And if you don't have none, how to go ahead and incorporate them. The easiest, the fastest. It's all government contracting is. Structure and status. Okay? This is the 4th quarter, so I'm going to show y'all how to get to a big bag if you really want to. I even offered it and came down to meet you in the middle. Okay? Not giving you anything for free or handout, because you cannot expect to get access to millions of dollars and you cannot invest $1, $10, $500 in yourself. That's just not how life works. Physics don't work like that. The law of seed time and harvest don't work like that. No. What you invest into yourself is what you get out. Bottom line. You invest into combing your hair every day, you're sharpening yourself up, you attract the right type of people. You invest into your mind, reading the book every day, you gain a lot of wisdom and knowledge. You invest into your financial future, then you receive a financial harvest. It's simple. It's not even hard. Okay? I just want y'all to see this real quick, because I got 3 spots available for you. We are in Q4. Q4 started in July. It goes all the way to right at the beginning of October. And then Q1 comes in. They have a certain amount of time to get rid of all of this money that they have hidden. I like to call them reparations, especially for melanated people, for minorities that want to be out here marching, talking about what they did to your ancestors, and you never have no plan on how to recover it, how to learn, how to go get it back. I'm talking about y'all, okay? They got $1.9 trillion set aside every single year for you in reparations. You just don't know how to go get it. So because you don't know, you rather march and beg a system that will never ever give you anything, not even respect. Not even respect the color of your skin. They won't never give it to you, so you have to go get dressed and get it. There is a scripture in the Bible, whether you believe it or not. I told you principles work. The wealth of the wicked. They are wicked people. They have done wicked things to a lot of God's people. They are wicked people that have took the wealth and stored it for them, but it was really stored for us. Ain't nobody mad at the wealthy. Thank you for collecting those houses. Thank you for collecting those billions, those Fortune 500 companies, because now I come to confiscate. The wealth of the wicked is stored up for me. The just, the righteous in the earth is stored up for me. I know my law. I know my rights. My rights and my law supersede your human rights and your human law. Okay? So I'm coming to confiscate. Do I got to get dressed to come? Yeah, I do. No problem. I gotta be block, 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 block like that on paper, no problem. Okay? Give me all mine. Give me Harriet Tubman's. Give me Dr. Martin Luther King. Give me all of them, okay? Give me all of mine. I'll take it all. They're not here to collect, but I am. Okay? Call me the bag lady. Because I'm just collecting bags. But I don't just want money. Money, cash is trash. I don't want money. Man, y'all stop giving us money, and money is garbage, literally. That's why it just baffles me when people just, I can't think without it. I can't live without it. I gotta work for it. Work for it. No, I can't. I gotta miss out on life for it. Are you crazy? Are you crazy? Money is trash. It's cut down from a tree. It's put through a process. It's printed. You can rip it, ball it up. You can burn it. You can wet it, mold it up, sog it up. It is trash. It's no value. It's a note. It's a promissory note of services rendered for payment exchange. Are you serious? Give me the money so I can get some real assets. I don't ever want my kids homeless. I don't ever want my grandkids homeless. I don't ever want my kids renting. I don't ever want my grandkids renting. I don't ever want my kids eating from your grocery store. I want them eating from their own dirt. They know exactly what went into it. They know exactly what's coming out of it. I want my own generation to have their own. I don't need your help, government. I don't need your help, boss. I don't need your help. God has shown me what to do for the family that he has entrusted into my care, and I'm coming to confiscate. Bottom line. They're giving $250 billion, okay? Normally, I charge you thousands of dollars. I have shared with y'all receipts. You can go pull them receipts up right now. $5,000 just to do somebody paperwork. Because now I'm finna put you on to millions. Now I'm finna give you access and show you where your real wealth is at and how to stack it and build it generationally. How to go get a government contract for 70 years. This is a legal binding contract. I don't care if you have no experience. I'm going to show you all the A through Z's, the shortcuts, the overheels. I'm going to show you everything you need to know. Why? Because I am a government contracting specialist that have gone through and paid hundreds of thousands of dollars to learn the information that I'm going to give to you in 30 days time frame. So you can go get you some government cheese. I'm going to give you the A through Z's, and you going to go get that government cheese. That's the biggest bag you ever had. It's the biggest bag you can ever go get. They give you $250,000 for bringing them 16-pound bags of ice. Bet. They want to give you $50,000 to go find them tuna. Bet. $75,000 3-year contract to provide and make sure they get bread every Monday or Wednesday. Bet. It's all government contracting is. You ain't even got to do the work. So I'm going to let 3 of y'all, because that's all I got space for, get into the The government contract is called Gov Money Boot Camp. It's 30 days. You definitely guaranteed to have all your documents and everything in order and to go find where the money is at in your backyard. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you how to use AI to go write up the proposals. We used to have to pay people and wait weeks for a proposal. Hey, here's the link to this right here. I want to go after this because you get it all together. I want to and write it in my style and my tone so it ain't generic. You got to know all of that, okay? Then boom, it prints it out. You send it in. Boom, you didn't won a contract. You didn't even have to bid on it. They got non-bid contracts. They got uh, um, um, what are they called? It's right on the tip of my tongue. Purchase orders. Okay. Can you go purchase 1,000 ink pens from Staple? We want black ballpoint tip pens for our colleges and stuff. Can we give you $10,000 to go Xerox copy? Take it to Staples and Xerox copy us 1,000 copies of this document. They don't do business with. They don't go out and be like, yeah, we in Target today. No, they pay small businesses to do the business for them, and they pay really, 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 really well. And you ain't even got to be a brick and mortar. You ain't got to have no experience, no business, no none of that. All you got to do is be structured the proper way. Hello, somebody. Okay, 3 people, $4.97. Let me put the information on here because I gotta go. My husband will be like, you always say an hour. Because I do, I'll be like 60 minutes, but I really gotta go in real life. But I'm gonna give y'all one more chance, right? I wasn't gonna give y'all no chance, but I'm like, Lord, Father, could you get your people together? This really is my last chance of me telling you how to go get your reparations back. I don't care if they change the currency. This is the most safest way to ensure that me and mine is gonna eat. I don't care if you change the currency. I'm in a legal binding contract with the United States of America. You may not can't pay your debt, right? To all of them outsiders. You're not in no contract with them. You did some trade deals. You printed too much money. Okay? Still printing too much money to Iran war and Ukraine war. But when I have a contract that you have to pay me for this many years and you forfeit that contract, which it has never happened, then now I can own this country. I can own the corporation of the United States of America. And trust me, they don't want to do that. This is legal binding. Therefore, they have never forfeited on a contract. I don't care if they say, well, I owe you. If they award you a $3 million contract every month for the next 3 years, you're going to be getting a check of over $100,000, $200,000 every single month for the next 3 years. Man, do you know what type of chess you can play? Oh my gosh, people. Okay? Information is on the screen. I only got 3 spots. It's first come, first serve. I'm not holding anything for anybody. Might as well don't even ask. I'm not. Today is day 1. Okay? Collecting documents. We ain't got time to play. They giving $250 billion out. They do it every year. And every year at Q4, you can go look me up. Dr. T will come out and say, hey, look, come on over here. Get you some contracts. I have all kind of people that got thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars in contracts. I can go to one Facebook right now. Started a transportation company. Made 6 figures in 1 month. Just because she got a contract in the transportation space. With multiple others. They don't do nothing but, look, let me go get a truck and I only got to use it 1 year. One time out of year, hurricane season. And I got me $100,000, $200,000, $300,000 on a contract. Stop playing, okay? So that's first thing first. What else? Do I have time for this other stuff? I really don't. Oh, I have stores, done for you stores, okay? I have done for you Shopify's. I have 3 done for you Shopify stores right now. If you guys, one is a pet store. That is like outside of health and outside of, I think it's health, finance, and health and fitness is the same thing. Health, finance, and relationship. Those are the type three, top three. Pets is number four. We know that she will go to prison for messing with a pet. They will let a human being lay on the side of the ground, be battered and abused, but you be left in a hot car. They don't care if you sit in the car with your windows down. Ain't no police coming to check for you. But do that for a dog or a cat or an animal. You going to prison. Okay? People love this is a luxury Paul store. You don't gotta like it because you ain't the one buying it. It's created solely based off of what people are buying. We do the research. We know exactly what they want. We also have like a girly luxury style furniture bedroom. A lot of content creators, a lot of celebrities. It's customized. Headboard, suede, all of that stuff. Very luxurious. Okay, anything y'all know, Dr. T. It's always gonna look beautiful. Backdrops, thumbnails, virtual backgrounds. It's always gonna look in luxury. I don't care if I'm bust down in some sweats. I represent the God of this world, the God of this earth. I better not say the God of this world because the devil is the God of this world, this cosmos. But I'm talking about the universe. Okay? I serve a royal king as my savior. So everything is going to be luxury and royalty. 100%. I don't care if we're creating you, it's always going to be above and beyond royalty because that is who you are and that is where you come from. So this is a luxe, custom curtains, you name it. It's a Shopify store that people are spending big money on. Okay, they shop right directly from the store straight to everything shipped. You don't even got to do the store can be turned over to you, handed to you. All you got to do is go set up your account. The store is then converted over to you. You put your little PayPal, Stripe, whatever information in there. You making sales. You know how to just approve the sale when they come in. Okay, they sell themselves. The vendors, everything, the store is already completely done for you. And then the other one is, hold on, let me check. I didn't want to have to scroll up through all of these. I know the hair one is going, and I try to get y'all on that cousins, and y'all didn't want to listen. Here it go right here. So let me just put these up on the screen so y'all can see them. We can go through with them. $4.97, first come, first serve. You're not finna go get no whole store with vendors, and I'm telling you, they very beautiful. Okay, very beautiful. Okay, it was lingerie. Hot off the block. You don't have to be into this. You don't have to wear this. There are people that do. The jacket, the two-piece, the lingerie, very luxury lingerie, premium quality, that type of stuff with the vendors, whole 9 yards. The glassware, all of that stuff. Okay, so this is one of the stores. This is the luxury backdrop, vanity set, streamer, glamorous, very feminine, bedroom, living room, dining room, okay? Like little trottle and truffle chairs, different things of that sort, chandeliers, especially for content creators. Go crazy because they want to spice up their space, okay? Make their background, make their backdrops look 100% luxury. If they charging 10,000 for something, okay, it has to match up. Okay, this is the Pet Lux Life, cats, stuff that they can stay warm in, foods, fines, bath time, you name it, accessories. They got everything. Okay, how to wash them, whole 9 yards. Those are the three stores. If you want one, $4.97, totally transferred over to you. You can start making you some money, or let it make you some money while you sleep. Not you make some money. Help you get off your feet so it can make money while you sleep. Just put it that way. Okay? I have that. In preparing for the last emergency preparedness workshop, I had emergency myself. Okay? involving these devils that I absolutely hate, and involving these people that you know I don't like having something to do in a immediate family member's life that has just totally changed the game, the narrative. We're dealing with something else. We're dealing with them. Um, but this Sunday, we're going to have the emergency preparedness, which is in a couple of days. You can actually attend for $47 general administration. Our general admin, you will not be able to get replays, Q&As. You will not be able to get the links and different things that I will be dropping on the credit space, on the funding space. It's not just about what you need to have in your possession to prepare your family, first aid kits, and all that. No, it's about how to go get you a bag real quick and convert that bag over to assets. Okay, you need to know the steps, the hacks, how to get there fast, the trade line plugs, how to increase your score in days. I didn't show y'all how to go from, I think the last one we did was July the 2nd. July the 2nd, they were added to the trade line by July the 7th. They had went up to I think the number was, they had went from a 660, that other demon number. They had went from that to over a 700. I believe it was like 94-point increase, but they was real close to the 800 club. That's in a matter of 5 days. Okay, you need access to that. Why? When you add trade lines, it shows that other lenders have lent to you. So when you go asking for a $50,000, $100,000 bag, there's no problem. They see that on your credit report that somebody has lent to you. It don't only boost your score, it helps you get to a bag. Just imagine in a couple of weeks you can actually go into a bank and get 50K from this bank, 50K from that bank, 50K from that bank. Because I'm going to show you how to go into each bank on a Monday that only pulls from Experian, each bank on a Tuesday that only pulls from Equifax. And because of the unsurety, we should have been moving, okay? Especially a big, large, massive group of us, because we could have took all of that money off them credit cards and liquidated it and bought assets. That's the name of the game, liquidation. Okay, that's a whole nother topic. Nevertheless, if you would like to attend the emergency preparedness workshop, where you get prepared not just physically but financially, get your credit prepared, definitely be able to leverage that. If the dollar bill dies tomorrow, you can leverage your credit. It lives in the digital space. $47 for general admin. It does not come with no Q&A. Can't be raising your hand. If you ain't locked in, so you stop clocking in, then that's your bad and not mine. You gotta come and you got to be ready. Hey, this is the link she went to. Hey, this is, you can't be like, oh, Dr. T, let me ask you a question about that link. No, that ain't how that works. If you want to have access to, lifetime access to the replays, if you want to get your Q&A answered, if you want all the links, if you want how to go do the setup, how to go run the play. Hey, here's a link. This is where they pull from. This is what they're looking for. These are the cards I want you to ask for when you go. Then you can go ahead and just come in, and $97 is a VIP and get VIP treatment, okay? Best $97 you would ever invest into your life, because you will get over $1 million worth of game that you can go implement and see results instantaneously, okay? I'm going to make sure I serve God's people first, my people second. I'm going to make sure you know why, because of all of the stuff that they got going on. If I can't help you now, ain't nobody finna be able to help you, okay? Any questions for me before I go? Any questions for me before I go? Those are the payment platforms that I am accepting, with PayPal being the very last of the least of the bunch, okay? I absolutely abhor it. If you can go around it, please do. There's my contact information as well on the screen. And is there any questions? I literally got 1 minute to try to wait because I know there is a delay. I will say this. To be forewarned is to be forearmed, okay? It's not even who you know sometimes, it's what you know. And when it's not what you know, it's who you know. That will give you access to information you were not readily privy to. You don't sit in those type of circles. The main thing that I'm going to preach from the mountaintops, hey, the main thing I'm going to preach from the mountaintops is be prepared. I don't care if you don't want to do nothing about AI, buy you no land. It doesn't even matter. I forgot. I almost forgot. I got access to 40 acres of land, but it ain't gonna last long. So if there's one or two of you on here that want to go do a big major deal with me on some land, and then turn around and sell, not even sell, because we're not selling land. When I say sell, that means the government will buy it for 3 years or 5 years to do solar farming. This is where the new wealth is at. And not only that, this is how we get power and water rights and different things for our own family. I'm only going to serve them so that what we building for them, we build for us too to counter. Well, I'm gonna just leave it right there, okay? Government contracts. It's the final call on that. When this video ends, you cannot get in, friends. It's $497 one-time investment. I'm gonna make sure you go get your money back. I'm gonna make sure you know how to go get your money back over and over and over and over again. If you never wanted to be a certified or a registered federal contractor, you don't have to. There's too much money in your backyard. Police station, community centers, too much money in your backyard for grass cutting, for cleaning, for everything, power washing, for everything, party supplies. Too much money in your backyard. Okay? So I'm gonna show you how to go get to the bag. All the A through Z's to get the government cheese. Preparedness, $47 low level. At least let me take this. What she give me, I could turn around and sell it and make my money back. All the information she give me, a $97 investment, I can take that and just go gather up a group of people to listen in on a Zoom or listen to the replay and then give them the same resources she gave to me for $97. Now I turn my $97 into $1,000 because I got 10 people willing to pay $97 to get this and obtain this information. Okay? Anything that I give you, you can sell. Last but never least, I have access to 40 acres of land. It is in Texas, kind of in between. It's in the rural areas where they are looking to pretty much do solar harvesting and other conservation projects that they will pay us millions and millions and millions of dollars for. Brothers, this ain't no pun intended to you, but I'm primarily looking for women because there is a lot more money available to us. If you are a brother with a wife or a sister or a mother that you can trust, then you definitely welcome to say, hey, Dr. T, I want in on that, okay? But this is just, I also have some other plots or parcels of land for sale. I'll talk about that at another time because I done ran out of time for everything else I got. But those are the main important things that the Most High want me to mention on here on this live, okay? I love y'all. There wasn't no questions, and I will see you guys on the next time.